Jewelry store the other day looking at all the different bracelets, earrings, necklaces, and rings. Some pieces of jewelry were simple: a gold ring, a platinum bracelet, a pair of silver cufflinks. Others were more complex: ruby and emerald necklaces, diamond tennis bracelets, and jade rings. This got me thinking about the periodic table, because I know I can find gold, silver, and platinum on it. But try as I might, I won't find ruby, emerald, or jade on there. What really struck me is that on the periodic table I also find things like helium, oxygen, sodium, and lead. These don't seem to have any relation to the gold, silver, and platinum, but in fact they have something very important in common. They are all elements. An element is a material that is made of only one type of atom. This is why those beautiful gemstones in the jewelry store have no business on the periodic table. They're composites of multiple elements. While many things in nature do come in their pure elemental form, there are of course many other things that do not. Instead, they are combinations of elements. When elements combine, they form molecules. A molecule is a group of two or more atoms chemically bonded together. Molecules may be simple, or they may be quite complex. For example, some simple molecules include the oxygen you breathe, which is made of two oxygen atoms, the salt you put on your food, which is made of one sodium atom and one chlorine atom, or the water you drink, which is made of two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom. A more complex molecule would be something like glucose, which is a sugar that has numerous carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen atoms bonded together. What isn't a molecule then? Well, this would be any single atom of any element. Basically, if it's not paired up with at least one other atom, it's not a molecule. Molecules follow the buddy system. Molecules are groups of two or more atoms, but there's a special subgroup of molecules too. These are compounds, and a compound is a group of two or more different atoms chemically bonded together. The key here is that compounds are made of at least two different elements. So this would include your water, because it's made of both hydrogen and oxygen, as well as your salt, since this is made of both sodium and chlorine. However, the oxygen you breathe is not a compound because it contains only oxygen. But it is still a molecule because it's a combination of at least two atoms. This can be a bit confusing because all compounds are molecules, but not all molecules are compounds. Let's look at a few more examples to see how this works. If we were to take a sample of the air in the atmosphere, we would find many different combinations of atoms. We already know about the oxygen molecules floating around, but there's also ozone. Ozone is a gas made of three oxygen atoms that protects us from harmful UV radiation. Because ozone is made of more than one atom, it's a molecule. But is it a compound? It sure isn't. It's only made of oxygen atoms, so it doesn't fit the rule of different elements making up the group. Well, what about methane? This is also found in the atmosphere, and its chemical formula is CH4. This looks like a molecule to me because it has one carbon atom and four hydrogen atoms. But it also fits the rule for a compound because now we have two different types of atoms in the group. Can you see how CH4 is both a molecule and a compound? Let's try another one. How about carbon monoxide? Another gas, carbon monoxide has the chemical formula of CO. This means that there is one carbon atom and one oxygen atom in the group. Since there are two atoms, it's automatically a molecule. But it's also a compound because of the two different types of atoms, carbon and oxygen, even though there's only one of each. Everything on Earth is made of atoms. Each single atom represents an element, because an element is a material that is made of only one type of atom. Gold, silver, lithium, strontium, and neon are all elements, as are all of the other items on the periodic table. When elements combine, they form molecules. Simply put, a molecule is a group of two or more atoms chemically bonded together. This includes the carbohydrates you eat, the water you drink, and the oxygen you breathe. Certain molecules are also compounds. A compound is a group of two or more different atoms chemically bonded together. What makes compounds special is that there are at least two different elements or types of atom in the group. All compounds are molecules, but not all molecules are compounds. Carbohydrates and water are molecules because they are made of at least two atoms, but they are also compounds because they are made of two different types of atoms as well. The oxygen you breathe is a different story. It's made of two oxygen atoms, so it definitely meets the criteria for being a molecule. However, it's not a compound because both atoms in this molecule are of the same type.